Okay, so we've got national polls and state polls, and we have an electoral college system in the United States. Doesn't matter if you win the popular vote, in the sense that you can win the popular vote and lose the election, as Hillary Clinton did in 2016. You can also lose the popular vote and win the election, as Donald Trump did in 2016. Well, the Trump campaign is looking at the 2020 electoral map, and they're panicking because what they see is really not good. Now, I want to give so this is getting really interesting, and I want to dig into the data, but I do feel the need to remind everybody a lot can change in 5 months. Just because this is where things are today does not mean that this is where things will be in 5 months. Trump could end up winning this reelection in a huge landslide. We all need to vote, etc. Okay, now, there are only so many paths to victory for any one candidate. The paths to victory are a little bit different electorally for Democrats than they are for Republicans. In our electoral college system, only some states are in play. So in November, California and Massachusetts are going to vote for Joe Biden. North and South Dakota and Wyoming are going to vote for Donald Trump. And once you start kind of crossing off the blue states that will definitely go Biden and the red states that will definitely go for Trump, you start to get a set of what we call battleground states that are the states more likely to make a difference in the election. So Massachusetts has a very small chance of being the decider between Trump and Biden. It's going to go to Biden, and it is not going to be the state that influences who gets to 270 electoral votes. There are states that Trump carried easily in 2016 where he is not doing so well, and this presents a real problem for Trump in his path to 270 electoral votes. Arizona is a state Trump won in 2016 where he's not doing well right now. Georgia is almost certain to still go to Donald Trump, but Trump is actually having to spend some money in Georgia, a state that Republicans often don't have to spend money in. We've had these national polls where Trump is losing to Biden by 6, 7, even 11 in the latest Monmouth poll. Monmouth poll, very highly rated by 538.com. But again, the national picture is one thing. To get a real sense, you have to look state by state. So check out some of these examples. In 2016, Trump won Arizona by 3.5. Biden's up by almost 3. That's a 6.5 point swing against Trump in Arizona. Florida, Trump won by 1.2% in 2016. Biden is currently leading by 3.4. That's almost a 5 point swing in Florida. Very important state. In Iowa, Trump won by almost 10 and he's up by under 5. That's a 5 point swing against Trump in Iowa. Ohio, massively important to Republicans, and I'll explain why in a moment. Trump won by 8 in 2016. Biden is currently leading by 1. And Wisconsin, which was one of that one of the trio of states that handed the victory to Trump, that were reasonable states that Hillary Clinton could have won. Trump won Wisconsin by 0.5 point last election. Biden currently winning by 3.4. So Florida and Ohio are massively important because they have a ton of electoral votes and because they are often the states that when a Republican loses them, they end up losing the election. So 5 point swing in Florida, 9 point swing in Ohio away from Donald Trump. And here's why it matters. Go to 270towin.com and start with the 2016 map. It is really difficult for Trump to have a path to victory without Ohio. If only Ohio and Florida flip to Biden, Biden wins and it's over. Doesn't matter what happens in other states. If Trump keeps Florida but loses Ohio, Biden can still win by flipping Arizona and Wisconsin, where he's leading, Wisconsin and Michigan, where he's leading, or Michigan and Arizona, where he's leading. Even just Pennsylvania, in addition to getting Ohio, loses it for Donald Trump. This is why Ohio is so important for Donald Trump and has been important for Republican presidents in general, never mind some of these other states. Now, at the tail end of this, even if Trump keeps Ohio and Florida, which he's currently losing, but imagine that Ohio and Florida go back to Donald Trump and he wins them in November, Biden can still win by flipping Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, all of which look pretty good for him right now, or Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Arizona. You get the idea. Holding every 2016 state is very important for Trump. He really can't afford to lose very much. You can go to 270towin.com right now, run the combinations yourself. Now, meanwhile, Trump's disapproval rating has hit a 6-month high, dating all the way back to November. Small moves, but still significant to some degree. So here's what this means. Absolutely nothing in terms of whether you should vote in November. We've got to keep up the pressure. Donald Trump, here's, I think, the most important point I want to make. What Donald Trump has done up until now should already preclude him from being reelected. You know, if Trump cures cancer and eliminates poverty in the next 5 months, come talk to me. And then, you know, maybe we'll have a different perspective. From what has already happened, Donald Trump deserves to be removed. Now we have 5 months during which we need to keep the pressure up. If the polls remain as they are, Trump will lose, and we will remove what may be one of the gravest national electoral errors in the history of this country. If the pressure lets up, the economy starts to sort of look like it might be in recovery, it's conceivable that Donald Trump will get himself reelected. And so this is a snapshot today. We need to continue and we need to keep it up. Make sure you are following the show on Facebook at facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We have been live streaming on Facebook as well. I'll see you there or in just 2 minutes on the other side of this break.